Good morning, grade 2. It is Monday, May 11th, 2020, 5-11-20. Yes, our last full week of classes. Isn't that exciting? Your word of the week for today is no. You'll begin work on Babu's song in your hardcover reading book, and I would like to go through the little introductory song. So if you could grab your treasures notebook, and you'll also need a pencil and this worksheet page for the dominoes, okay? For today. All right. And if you have your own set of dominoes, that would be great. If not, I'll show you how we'll make that work. All right. Remember to do your epic reading for today and take your AR test. Oh, by the way, Babu's song is on AR as well. So once you read it and feel that you're ready to take the test, then take the test on it. If you need to read it more than once, that's okay. Read it more than one time. I like to read kind of one time going through and just looking at the pictures and enjoying that, and then to go back and fit the words with the pictures as well. That's a great way to do it. Some of you have already sent in that you are finished with your junior park ranger packets. If not, you should be wrapping that up in the next day or so. And I hope that you do send in the information needed so that you can get your certificate or badge or whatever each group does. You should be finishing Share the Earth today and sending that in, okay? You had a little experiment to do here with a jar and some water and some rocks, and then some fill in the blanks down at the bottom, okay? For sure do the fill in the blanks down at the bottom for me, all right? And then you'll begin your work. Our last one for science is technology. So read about technology, and then they want you to use a calculator on the back. Remember, your iPads have a calculator if you can't find one someplace else. And then they also want you to take a survey. So you have to contact 10 different people and ask them the question that it gives you down here at the bottom, okay? And reading about technology. We have had to be using technology a lot lately, haven't we? Okay? And remember, technology changes. It really does. Technology changes and it will continue to change, won't it? Okay? So I'm going to take out my hardcover reading book first. And if you would turn to page 408, 409. Isn't this picture amazing? That's a real place. That's a real place. Those are real, a real person in a real place, and that's what their fields look like. Wow, that's pretty amazing, isn't it? That is pretty amazing. I can't imagine. Can you imagine driving a tractor on those types of fields? I don't see any tractors at all. I wonder if they do it all by hand. What an amazing thing. All right, so let's turn the page to page 410, and we're going to look at our vocabulary words. Exclaimed, goalie, concern, vendors, figure, and collection. Okay, now think about those words. If you know them, super. If there are some that you're not so sure about, see if you can figure them out. Remember, they're in the highlighted spots in our reading here. And if that's still a problem, before you read Babu's song, look them up in the back in the glossary and make sure that you have a good grasp of what they mean. Remember that we can use the context clues. That means the words and sentences around it to try and figure out a word. Please follow along as I read emails from other places. From Graham at example.com to Aki at example.com. Dear Aki, it was so nice to visit you in Michigan, but I'm glad to be back home in Japan. I showed grandfather pictures from your soccer game. Look at her shin guards and gloves, he exclaimed. He sounded very surprised. I explained that you are a goalie. It's your job to guard the goal and keep the other team from scoring. Grandfather's concern is for your safety. He is worried that you might get hurt. Now he knows that what you wear helps keep you safe. Love, Grandmother. And then on the next page is the response from Aki at example.com to Graham at example.com. Dear Grandmother, my last soccer game was yesterday. Before the game, I got a sandwich from one of the food vendors. They sell food in stands by the field. I think that sandwich gave me energy because I kept the other team from scoring twice. We won the game. Each of us got an award. The award has a figure of a soccer player that looks like a little person kicking a ball. I am adding the award to my collection. It looks great next to my other awards. Love, a key. So as you're reading Babu's song, I want you to be thinking about the characters and the setting. The character is the who is in our story, and the setting is where and when, okay? And so as you read Babu's song, be thinking about those things. And this is realistic fiction, so that means it's a made-up story, but with someone who has experience about what it is truly like in this country and what grandmas and grandpas and parents and children sometimes have to go through just to be able to go to school even. Interesting, huh? So read about Babu's song. Do you have an idea what you think it might be about? Which one do you think is Babu? You'll have to read to find out. Alrighty. So we'll put our hardcover reading book away, and now let's take out our domino sums page. All right, you can just have it, keep it in your binder is fine, but let's bring that so that we can work on it. I'll switch to my other camera, okay? And what I need you to do, if you have your own set of dominoes, I don't want you to write anything on your page right now. I just want you to look at my example. If you do not have your own set of dominoes, then feel free to write down what I do right now. And what I'm going to do, if you don't happen to have your own set of dominoes, I'll do a few of them together with the whole class, but then I'm going to do a separate video and I will do all of the dominoes from a set. And you should have 28, okay? 28, it's a double 6 domino set is what you want. If you're close by to school, I do have 2 sets at school you could borrow. Alrighty. And then we'll work on the graph that we're making today. And then we have something different that we're going to do with it a little bit later in the week. Okay. So I'm going to switch to my other camera. Ready? Here we go. Okay. So certainly you can put your name on top. My camera still is being a little persnickety, so I can't show you the whole page at the whole time. But no, make sure you have the page that says Domino Sums. A little bit later on in our lessons this week, we have a different one. But I want the one that says Domino Sums, and then across the bottom it should say 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay? And it's from lesson worksheet 134. Okay? So the way that you do this is you have your dominoes all spread out and flat. And you just choose a domino. All right, what domino did I get? I got one with a 4 and a 3. So we want to think about what is the sum of this domino? What is the total amount of dots? Well, 4 plus 3 is 7. Now I'm not just going to make an X there. And again, if you don't have a domino set, you can mark this information down. If you do have a domino set to do this on your own, please just wait, okay? So I'm going to go to the 7 row, or the 7 column, I should say, and I'm going to write this fact. I'm going to write 4 plus 3. 4 plus 3 equals 7, okay? That's how I'm going to mark in each box. And now I'm going to set that to the side. And then I draw another one. I have a 4 and a 1. What is the sum? 5. So I go to my column with the 5 on the bottom and I write that fact, 4 plus 1. And I set it to the side. I draw another one. 5 plus 5. 5 plus 5 is 10. So I go over to my 10 column and I write 5 plus 5. I draw again. A 1 and a 2. That gives me 3. I'll slide my paper over here. So 1 plus 2 is 3. So I write 1 plus 2. Let's try one more. 5 and 3. That gives me 8. So I do 5 plus 3. I want it to go until I get one that's the same. Oh. 2 plus 2, that gives me 4. 2 plus 2. Let's see, can I do it? Not yet. 5 plus 1 gives me 6. Here I've got another one that equals 7. So what do? I go to this same column in the 7 and I write 2 plus 5. Okay? So that's how I record each one. Okay? And you should have 28 total dominoes in your double 6 domino. So you'll have 28 squares filled in. All right? 28 squares filled in. Should there be at least one in each spot? Yes. All right, so hopefully you have a complete set of dominoes. All right. If you have your own set of dominoes and want to do this on your own, you can turn off the video and go back and do this exact activity with your own dominoes. If you don't have your own set of dominoes, stay tuned and I'll continue drawing for the rest of these, okay? All right. So for those who are continuing, 3 plus 3 is 6. So in my 6 column, I write 3 plus 3. 0 plus 5 is 5. So I go to my 5 column and write 0 plus 5. 2 plus 6 is 8. So I go to my 8 column and write 2 plus 6. 0 plus 4 is 4. So I go to my 4 column and write 0 plus 4. 1 plus 0 is 1. 1 plus 6 is 7. 4 plus 2 is 6. 6 plus 4 is 10. 4 plus 4 is 8. 1 plus 1 is 2. 6 plus 6 is 12. 3 plus 1 is 4. 4 plus 5 is 9. 5 plus 6 is 11. 2 plus 3 is 5. 6 plus 3 is 9. 6 plus 0 is 6. 0 plus 2 is 2. 0 plus 0 is 0. 0 plus 3 is 3. All right, so look, our graph kind of looks like a pyramid, doesn't it? Kind of goes up in a triangle. You want to make sure that you don't lose this graph, okay? I do want you to send a picture of it. Don't use this graph. We need to use the information for it for a lesson later on in the week, okay? I'm going to slide the paper just a little bit so that you can see each one. And what it looks like, okay? All right, that's the end of that for today. All right, so if you're still with me, I'll see you soon. Bye.